Hello there and welcome to Brett's Play. My name is Brett Claxton. Today I'm just going to show off a tiny bit of Armikrog, the new game from the guys that made the Neverhood and Earthworm Jim. Two very big games obviously from the 90s. The Neverhood obviously went on to have the spin-off Skull Monkeys, I believe it was called, which, you know, wasn't the greatest, but it looked cool because it was all made of clay, and much like the Neverhood, Armikrog is also a claymation game, and it looks very nice because of it. I've already finished the game, so I know what there is to do in it really. Let's just give a quick show off of what the options are there. So as you can see, you can change your music, you can change your sound effects, you can turn the smart cursor off and on. I recommend having it on if you are playing it on PlayStation 4, just because it just makes it a tiny bit easier to figure out what you're clicking on. And you've got subtitles on. There's no control stuff, which seems a bit odd to me really. You'd think there would be a show control option, even if it is point and click. Obviously there are functions of the control that you wouldn't know unless you're told it. And yeah, there's probably, it will no doubt be in the manual, but it's always nice to actually have it in the game to look at. So let's start a new game rather than continuing. So as you can see from the very beginning, you could not have multiple saves on the go. Mildly annoying maybe, but I suppose that's just the way it is. So let's go. Obviously this part of it isn't claymated, it's a more general animation. It also kind of sets up a lot of what you need to know about the game. And here we go, here is your lovely claymation to look at, and I will shut up again so you can hear some of the voice acting.
Okay, Beak.
I'm just glad we're still alive.
Yeah, me too. Now, let's get a look at the hull. Yeah, this does not look good.
I don't think our part insurance is gonna cover this. Our deductible is nuts too.
Beak, look at that. What do you make of this guy?
Ooh, an omelet.
Ooh.
Give me a hand!
Beaky! Beak will help.
Tommy Nod!
Nice work, little wing buddy.
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Looks good enough for me. Let's go in.
Yeah, hold on. We don't know what's inside. There could be Carpathian brain suckers or even...
You can see those little loading things in the corner, that's what you get.
What is this place?
A lot of the time. And you may also notice that very small bit of interaction in terms of dialogue. That is kind of what to expect of the game. There's not actually that much rapport, which is what you'd expect from a comedy game, especially something that's got two characters on screen for the most part. Let's just keep looking out the window, because it's quite fun, the little sequence they've got here. That's the thing, this first section's nice, it's got lots of nice little bits and pieces in it. Some of them a bit sillier than others, obviously. And let's give it one more look. One more. So yeah, obviously part of the issue really, I suppose, with the game it'd be great if there's lots of little moments like that, but there's not. You'd think there'd be more and more things like that, little sequences that are side notes, but they're sadly lacking.
Get a load of that thing.
Ah, I knew you'd come. You have traveled far, yet your true journey begins through the exit unseen. Know this. To open one door, you must block another. As the beast blocks your entrance, your exit shall appear.
So as you can see, there's some little hints here about how you can
As the beast blocks your entrance
through. Obviously I know what to do.
Now that looks important.
So let's jump over to this side. And as you can see in the corner there is something that may or may not be important later on, we'll see. So what else can you do here? Well, I'm going to show you something that is never actually explained in the game in a minute. You sort of jump to the conclusion that, oh, this is something you can do. And let's give it one more push. Cool. Okie dokie. Move back over here. And the thing that I am going to show off is the fact that you can control Beak, your friend, and the way you can do is you can either click on him, or you can press the triangle button, and obviously you can click on him by using the analog stick to move about, or you can try and use the touchpad to click, but it's a bit fiddly. I don't think anyone would be very comfortable playing it that way, but as Beak, you can explore places, you can see things, and just try and get an understanding of what it's like to be a dog, really. Granted, a dog with weird senses and, you know, that can fly. And as you can see, there's a little spinning thing that would have been very easy to miss, but thanks to the smart cursor that you have in the PlayStation version, it sort of snaps to things. It's very handy, especially considering the amount of iffy sort of design placement of items throughout the game. And you know, that's the thing, there's lots of weird quirks to the design of the game, which are just a shame, because this is a game made by the people behind Earthworm Jim, the person behind the classics like that. Like, Earthworm Jim was one of my favourite games of the 90s, and it had a lot of heart and a lot of nice moments, and this just isn't. It feels even more dated than Earthworm Jim, a game that came out in the mid to early 90s. So as you can see, I've moved around as my dog, and one thing with Armikrog is there's lots of environmental observation puzzles, and as you can see there, we have something that may come into play later on, but I will obviously just carry on for now. I don't think I'll be playing up until the point that shows off that puzzle in this actual playthrough. This is more just to give you a feel of sort of what's there. So here I am. Let's switch back to Tommyknot, and as you can see, Beak Beak throws up what he's found. So let's pick that up, and you put that straight inside you. Oh, you don't even know. That's a fun thing I didn't know before. It's not just triangle that switches to Beak Beak. Square also seems to do it. The thing with Tommyknot is you see obviously early on that his inventory is inside his body, and that could be a very cool mechanic to actually look through, but they just never try, and it's a shame really. It's definitely something that it's yet again something that just the game seems to have a lot of. They just seem to have a lot of nice ideas introduced in cutscenes that just never get much further than that. So we have this weird tentacle thing, let's ride up it.
Ooh, smells like bacon in here.
Greetings, friend. I am Abraham Lincoln.
You see, that's a very cool thing. It looks very nice. It's a very quirky way of doing it. And here is a puzzle. Obviously I don't really know what to do yet. I haven't found all the parts to do this puzzle yet, so I shall leave it as is. So getting that puzzle would help me get through there. But for now, that shall remain a mystery, and up we go. And as we go up here, you've got...
Whatever happened here, it was not good.
You've got cranks, you've got a button, you've got various things. So let's go up again to see what else there is. As we get to the top, as you can see, there is a weird little octopus fella that's just there for some reason. Don't fully know why. But let's explore a tiny bit more, and voila.
I should probably take this.
And that's the thing, obviously it's nice that they sort of talk like this, and there is a bit of rapport early on between the characters and between just thoughts to yourself, but that seems to just fade out the more the game progresses. It's a very quiet game, and it just feels strangely dated because of it. So obviously I kind of know what to do here, but I will just play about a bit and act like I don't have a Scooby.
Thanks, Beaky, that really helps.
So obviously Beak Beak is on the button, meaning I can explore, and here we are in some strange thing that I can't really understand, and can't do anything to it because it's locked. So fair enough, let's click off and carry on. And as you can see, there's not really anywhere to go, anything to do, so this seems a bit pointless for now. So that's fine, let's continue. Should be Beak off of there. And let's go through this red door. And is there anything here? Nothing that I seem to be able to pick up, but as you can see there is some things around here, like this button that Tommyknot for some reason or another can't click on, despite the fact you know, there is clearly a button there. And Beak obviously could run about. But where can he go? And let's just, for a few seconds, let's just see if they talk to each other if you leave it still. As you'll probably find out, the answer is no, they don't. There is obviously some animations there to try and make it a bit more interesting, but the animations quickly loop. Like that head spin thing was saw not too long ago. It's like, you'd think there'd be something just to prompt you to carry on, to prompt you to sort of maybe try and push on a tiny bit more, especially when you've got the level of voice talent that they have in this. I mean, you've got the likes of Rob Paulson from Animaniacs in it, you've got the likes of John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite, and various other, like, very popular voice actors. But for now, let's keep trotting along. And as you can see, we are now up here where Weird Little Octopus thing is, and there is also maybe more visual elements to see, things that maybe you should be taking notice of. I won't be too clear. And these little sections that you get from clicking on the octopus, they're very nice, but obviously you can't understand the language as part of the issue. But it's also a case that this is the bulk of what the cutscenes are in the game. And that in itself is an issue. It sort of isn't making you connect to the story. You want to be connected to the story, but everything's being told to you through this alien tongue that you just don't understand. And although it's a case of, yes, maybe you do, maybe you don't understand it later on, but it's a case of, if that is the case, you spend so long not having a clue what is going on. It would be much more impactful if it did just tell you the story of what's going on. Yeah, it's a decent enough bit of animation, it's hard to really hate on it too much. But it's quite long for a sort of visual tale, and because of it being quite long, it just means that you quickly lose interest because you don't have a clue what's going on. And even though there are pretty images on the screen, the basic animations compared to the claymation that we have throughout most of the game, and it's just not captivating enough to keep your interest. That's very much part of the problem. So, as you can see, things to interact for Beak are always swirling around, and there is something right in front of me to pick up. So let's pick that up and head back through. So we head through, and we carry on. Trot, 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 trot. You can see fairly slow movement. And something's been dropped. So let's pick that up. Let's see if that works on this. And yes, it does. So let's use Beak again. Press this button. And voila, things are moving. So obviously what you do now, there are various things you can do, but I would probably recommend going the route that we are going right now, playing along with this crank and using it to explore the rooms. So as you can see, something's is afoot here. Things have been smashed, things have been crashed, and this seems to be related to that story that was told earlier.
What was that?
It's a baby.
Can you imagine the wandering monsters this thing is attracting? I'm just saying. Tommy, don't touch that thing. You don't know where it's been.
Okay. Pee? Okay. There you go. Tommyknot has you now. I'll take care of you until we can figure out how to get you back to where you belong.
So there you go, that's sort of the setup to the game. We've obviously got crash landed in this planet. Stuff's going on, and now we have a baby to try and get to somewhere else. And we also have a fancy stick, which is always nice. Unfortunately, with a baby comes crying, as is to be expected. And here we have what is, just to give a slight spoiler, so I'm sorry for this, but a reoccurring puzzle in the game, and it's one that annoyed me quite a bit, just because even though it's kind of cute, it looks nice, the Playmobil is obviously a nice... Again, an issue with playing on PlayStation 4. The Playmobil is a nice idea. I just can't bear to do it. So, what you're trying to do here is to put together a nice song to calm it down. So I think it could go like this. And, you know, I think it's that. Maybe it's wrong. There is obviously a way to figure it out, but I want to sort of do this to prove the point of part of my issue with many of the puzzles in Armikrog, and that is, it's quite a long time to wait to know if you've failed it or not. So keep in mind that I pressed that button probably about 10 seconds ago now. We're still a bit off actually finding out if anything that I put down was correct. So it seems that that was the correct sequence. I got it right, obviously, because I've done the puzzles before. It's easier to get your head around
That was interesting.
what it is you're doing. But keep in mind, if you didn't know what you were doing and you were playing about and you wanted to hear everything in sequence to try and figure out what it was, you've got a good 30 seconds to a minute just to listen through that sequence to find out that you've got it wrong. And then if you have got it wrong, you've got to place things in a different order and then listen to it all again. And if you get it wrong again, I mean, which, you know, it can happen. Puzzle games are there to try again and again. But good puzzle games are the ones that give you that, oh, it's not this, it's this, and you can see in front of you whether or not it's correct or it's not. And unfortunately, on too many occasions, Armikrog doesn't give you those puzzles. It gives you puzzles that are more akin to just
Whoa, yeah,
being
this is great.
extremely confusing, and almost feeling like they're doing it for the sake of being extremely confusing. So we are Tommy Naught in a little
Whee!
weedy place, trying to find things. Oh look, there's something else there. So, without giving too much away, that was the final part of an environmental puzzle that I do need to solve, and I will probably use that as my final bit of this gameplay. That environmental puzzle, which may annoy some, is random every time. So if you think, "Ooh, I'll just look through this and figure out from there how to do it," that is a puzzle that does change upon each different play. I'm hoping my memory of what they all are is up to scratch, really. So maybe it's this, and if you look through you'll notice, yes, it is this that you are trying to put things into. So I think I recall what things were. I just need to try and find the correct final image, which is not that, it would seem. Maybe I am not as bang on as I thought I was. Oh, shit, it's that one. Okay, so is it that? I think it was that. I can't fully remember. What that face was. Well, this is a bad example to show off how to do something, isn't it? I'm gonna have to go re-look at it because it's the first one. I can't remember. So quickly we jump in as Beak Beak. Through the tunnel we go. What's happening there? For some reason just stop running forward. It definitely looks like that. I wonder if it's the case if there's a similar face to that. There is only one way to find out, and that is to go up. and have a quick gander. Ah, there's the wrong circles, that was my issue. So, solved a puzzle, and now we're into one that is yet again very tedious, and I'm not going to show you how to do it because I can't fully remember. The issue with it is simply that it takes so long to get to fail and on not states that it's just ridiculous. So as you can see, you're trying to etch something in down there. What is it you're trying to etch in? I can't remember, but if you wanted to go all the way one way and all the way the other to try and see if that was what was to fix it, you would have to do that 4 times before it either confirmed or denied that you had done it correctly. And you know, you can try and figure that out, you can try and get your head around what it is, but it's difficult and in a way that just isn't fun to keep doing, unfortunately. It's not an interesting puzzle despite being quite a cool little idea. And yeah, that's a short look of what Armikrog is. It's a cute enough experience, it looks nice enough and it sounds nice enough, but it's just a bit shallow in terms of gameplay, and there's just not enough there considering the level of people that were on this project. It just feels a touch too dated and it just feels almost unfinished in places. So unfortunately I'm going to leave you on that downer, but never fear, I will be back with hopefully something that you may also enjoy at a later date. But until then, I've been Brett Claxton, you've been wonderful. Goodbye.